Hello and welcome to my channel, Side Hustle Pursuit. This channel is a very special channel, especially for those who are actually interested in creating some sort of different stream of income online based on different side hustles. Now, if you don't know what a side hustle is, generally speaking, a side hustle is something that is outside of your 9-to-5 job. You may be looking for something to create some sort of income as extra income for you. With it being a side hustle, it's not to say that it couldn't be a full-time job, but most people that are looking for a side hustle are looking for something to add on to what they're already doing. Again, what you decide to do is up to you. The purpose of this video is to give you ideas that you can either replicate, duplicate, or to try something new with. Sometimes in the beginning, you have to find out what works best for you. So my job is to give you the information, your job is to take it as you will, and then you can decide what works best for you. Now, a lot of times people say, what's the best side hustle? Well, there is no what's the best side hustle because it's so individual. That means what works for one person and what one person likes doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else is going to like it, right? So if I told you what a great way to do business would be to sell on eBay, maybe you don't like to sell physical products. That may not be the business model that you're interested in. Hence, you've got to find what works for you. And just to tell you guys a little bit about me, my name is Eric DeLuca. I've been in the side hustle business for 4 years. That means I don't do just one thing. I do multiple things. I believe in diversifying everything that you do to get different types of results in case that one thing goes out. So I've been doing it for 4 years, and I find it very interesting that there are ways to do things and there are ways not to do things, and I hope that you get something out of that as well and learn some of the pitfalls that maybe I've come across that will help you out. So I thank you for joining the channel, watching it, and be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this because I know they're going to be beneficial. Alright, before we actually get started, I want to tell you that a lot of times people experience paralysis of analysis. So in other words, you will think way too much into something before you even get started. This is a really bad way to start any business or idea because a lot of times what happens is we're already throwing up the wall before it even exists. What do I mean by that? You might say, I've actually been thinking about a dog groomer, being a dog groomer, but I'm not sure if I'm good enough yet to get into that line of work. You've already put up a wall, and by doing that, you've already stacked the cards against you. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is research, educate, and then go ahead and take all the necessary moves to do that and try it out, even if you fail, even if you mess up, because taking action, if not, is the most important thing. So whatever you decide, taking action is going to benefit you and what you end up doing. So, if in the case you want to be a dog groomer, if that is the niche that you want to get involved with, be the best you can. Research it, understand it. What does it take to be one? What steps should I do to get ahead of the game to get to where I'm going? Focusing too much on the negativity will only keep you back. So the paralysis of the analysis is that you will never move forward without taking action. So don't think too much into it. It's very easy to do that. It's very easy to have negative thoughts and to say, well, I'm not sure if this is going to work out. Start being positive. So let's get into the first side hustle I want to share with you here. Again, these are in no certain orders, by the way. So let's start with a social media manager. Now, you may have heard the term social media manager. Not everybody understands what the term might be, but it can be a pretty big job description depending on who you're working for. Let's just give you, for instance, there are a lot of businesses out there that are so focused on their businesses, they're not into running the social media portion of their business. This is by no means their fault. They have a business to run and they aren't an expert, they are not an expert in that field, and that's where you could come in. Now, if you already have experience on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, a lot of these social media platforms, depending on the ones that they're actually working with, you could use your skills in helping that business out. Now, again, it depends on the business and what they're actually looking for, But if they're looking for more follows, more likes, if they're looking to create more content that's engaging, the bottom line is this: if you are a business owner, you want to sell your business to that person on the other side. So that will be an individual thing for each person. Now, it could be responding to comments, it could be creating campaigns, it could be something, again, creating content being one of the bigger things that most businesses seem to have trouble with, and that being because they may run out of ideas. At some point, you can't just keep putting your hours of operation in what you do. This is where you come in and can be creative and use something like an online platform like Canva and create really nice templates and create a question. So being a social media manager, again, could be a lucrative business depending on what you do, your knowledge already, and what you can aspire to help, what you can do to help out another business. The big thing is you're managing that business's platforms. So they're going to want to have the best person that works for them. So explore the idea. It's definitely one that you can get deeper involved with. There are different ways to have leverage and understand more without really having a degree. You could go to some of the most popular big name, brand name on Facebook, for instance, go to their Facebook page and look and see what's already being posted, right? Once you've already seen what other people are posting, it could be a meme, it could be a joke, it could be a question. All of those things have certain meaning to the people that are actually on those pages, and a lot of times it creates engagement. But ultimately it keeps those people going constantly, especially the future customers. Look at what other people are doing. Look what other brands are doing. Again, social media manager, that could be an option for you. Another great side hustle is being an Amazon affiliate, otherwise known as an Amazon associate. Now understand there are a lot of terms and conditions that Amazon has as an affiliate of their program. And you will get monthly emails telling you things that have changed. It's important to stay up to date with these things because you could essentially be out of the program for not following the rules, and you don't want that to happen. So you want to stay up to date, you want to understand all the things that they expect from you, but at the same time, you're probably wondering, how do I get started? Well, yeah, you could sign up. That's just the first step. What I found to be most helpful for myself is that if you are blogging, for instance, about something, find something that is a problem and then find something that has a solution. Let me just give you a quick example. It was a very cold winter one year, and I had a space heater. It was a great space heater that I used in my upstairs bathroom. I wrote a blog about it, pretty detailed blog, and this was something that I knew existed on Amazon. I knew I could use that special link now from Amazon to write my blog. The big mistake most people make is they take their special affiliate link and they just put it all over social media platforms. Nobody buys that way. You have to understand how the algorithm works, especially with something like Google, because when somebody is searching for something, they're specifically searching for usually an answer to their problem. This is where you come in. You write a really good blog, detailed blog about the item, come up with questions related to the problem. It could say something like, have you had a bathroom that you just can't get warm enough? Have you experienced a cold bathroom in a colonial house setting? Whatever the question is, you've got to find the problem and then you give them the solution, okay? And by doing that, you can look all around the house and find items that can easily fit this description. And that's why being an Amazon affiliate is a great option, because if you find the right product, you can essentially rinse and repeat over and over again. And this could help out your business. And besides, it's a great start. Now, you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, well, you won't make a lot of money off of being an Amazon affiliate. It depends what you're doing. It depends what you are promoting. But the whole idea is this, is find something that works, and then rinse and repeat. And again, this is a great learning process in the beginning, because essentially you don't really have to have the product. However, I always tell people having the product does help out. So Hopefully that helps out. And again, that's another side hustle, being an Amazon affiliate. Another great side hustle is working with print on demand. And let me tell you why I like print on demand, because when I first started doing print on demand, I didn't have a budget. The great thing about it is you don't need a budget to start print on demand. In fact, you can sell things online on a print on demand basis, and you could pretty much sell things that you don't actually have to own. And again, you're doing this either A, as an affiliate, or B, using the resources out there, things like Pixabay, things like Pexels, and then going ahead and creating your own images and ideas to go ahead and sell online on platforms like, let's say, Redbubble or TeePublic. But just be conscious of what you're actually doing, and that you aren't taking from somebody's idea exactly and recreating it if that is their idea. Okay, so there are rules and regulations that you do have to follow. Just pay attention to them. But I can tell you that you could hire somebody as well for an inexpensive rate on something like Fiverr. And like this mug here, I don't know if you can see it too well, it just says Kumbaya, and it's got a couple stick figures, you know, by the fire. Again, once I purchase the idea and I have it, I just upload it to the choice of whatever I want to use as far as print on demand. The great thing about it is now I can go ahead and find ways to sell that idea. But again, let's go back to the idea of selling. We want to sell without selling. So if my niche is geared towards, let's say, fathers, maybe I want to decide on a store or a print-on-demand store related to, could be hunting. Now I'm getting more niche specific. Hunting, fishing, outdoors, things of that sort. And then what I'll do is, while I come up with the idea or I use different resources for the idea, I upload them to those platforms. But then the second part of it is making sure that your description is fully, you're using a lot of good keywords in your description, and you share them on things. You share them on things like Pinterest, or you share them on things like Facebook groups, but making sure that you're sharing them on the platforms, the social media platforms that are specific to that. In other words, if I were to take this idea here, okay, and I were to go to Instagram, take that picture, and I might use the right hashtags that lead to something like that. In other words, maybe, you've got a guy playing guitar, I could say hashtag camping mugs, hashtag camping acoustic guitar mugs. Using specific hashtags on Instagram will allow the person to find you a lot easier, and hopefully making sales based on that. Again, it's all about, there's not one way to do it, there's multiple ways you can do one thing. So with print on demand, it is a great angle for you, especially if you are a beginner and looking to build a side hustle. So no matter what interest that you have, the beautiful thing is this, is how many mugs does somebody have in their cupboard? How many mugs do you have in your cupboard right now? How many t-shirts do you have? How many stickers do people have? You can find these platforms and you can sell multiple things based on one image. So print on demand is not anything new. It's been around for a while, and you'll find companies, as I said, like Redbubble, TeePublic, Zazzle, I believe Printful. You'll find a handful of them, but find the one that you feel most comfortable with. Start coming up with imagery and start uploading, and don't just upload random things. Try and figure out what you want to get into. What's your interest? And then find that audience that has that shared same interest. So, print on demand, there's another side hustle that you can start. Alright, so here's one that I'm not that familiar with, but I'm familiar enough with it where I know that people actually do this, and it is Etsy. And I'm sure you've heard of Etsy, they've been around for a while. Etsy is a unique site. You can find a lot of crafty things on it, and I was just doing a quick search today because I know somebody personally who is selling wreaths, and so I did a quick search for wreaths. And what I thought was interesting is people are using Pinterest to get to their Etsy accounts, okay? So if you're using Pinterest, Pinterest is a social media platform, but it's very visual. So let's say you did a quick search online for wreaths. You may actually find images based on wreaths which now connect you to a Pinterest page, okay, with a bunch of pins that are related to wreaths. But when you're looking at the images, where do they actually go? Well, they can go straight to Etsy, and I want to show you that real quick here based on that idea. So with Etsy, if you are a crafty person, if you know how to make, hats, and you know how to make wreaths, candles, homemade goods, I mean, really the list is pretty long. So I can't get into all those different things, but I can tell you that if there's something that you're passionate about or that you like, you can essentially do that on this platform. But I want to say one thing though, that if you do get onto the Etsy platform, which is huge, you still want to be a little bit unique. So whatever that is that you do, you can look at other people and then make it just a little bit different to make yours stand out, because that's the whole point. If I made wreaths, for example, what type of wreaths do I make, and are they niche specific or are they just wreaths? So I like to do this a lot. I'll look at what other people are actually doing, bounce the ideas off of what they're doing, and then recreate it, but not recreate it exactly. I will take it and I will try to put a spin on it. When you're putting a spin on something, especially like an idea, that's what's going to set you apart. So let me just show you real quickly here. So I don't have a screen capture on right now, but you can see here's the homepage of Etsy, right? And it tells you they do a variety of things, wall decor, outdoor and garden, kitchen and dining, necklaces. And because Easter's coming up, maybe there's things related to Easter that you can come up with. Wedding decor. Wedding is a huge category. So I just did a Google search for wreaths Pinterest, and what pops up are some of the top ones. Here's one right here, 310 wreath ideas Pinterest. Let's click on it. You can see she's got a variety of things here. Let's just click on one. And there it is there. You can see the link to Etsy, right? There's the image, there's the link, and I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And it'll take you directly there. Again, this is a great way to work with Etsy, but use an idea using Pinterest as sort of a vehicle to get them there. So there you go, another great idea, using Etsy. Another great side hustle is just finding something that you're really good at, that you know and are confident that you can actually make some sort of residual income on, or passive. So let's just give you a quick example. I've played guitar for years. Now, who's to say that I can't come up with my own guitar course to sell on a platform like Udemy, right? There's many different platforms, but you could sell your course on a platform once you've put in the time and you put the system in place. You've gone through the videos, you've edited, which, let me tell you, if you don't want to go through the editing process, you could hire somebody out to do it. But essentially using your talent and your skills and what you know about, and then putting that into a digestible course could essentially keep making you money over and over again. Again, the nice part about it is taking something that you already know about. So let's say that you're an expert in the kitchen. You may know a lot about cooking. Let's just say Mediterranean cooking. Most of your videos, let's say, pertain to the Mediterranean diet. You may make a sequence of videos or modules about how to eat that sort of diet. You may get into the detail of the fruits, the vegetables, and what those things actually do for you. You may get into simple recipes. Here's, 3 ingredient recipes that you can do to start. Here's what you should be eating for breakfast. Here's what you should be eating lunch and dinner. Here's some bonus ideas so that you can keep on the path. Here's some mindset. Whatever the case is, whatever you're knowledgeable about and you have interest in, by creating a teachable video, you can actually do something even bigger for yourself and set it on autopilot once you put it on a platform. Remember, content is king, so that content still has to be unique and interesting, but you want to make sure that you take something that you're knowledgeable about. For me, it'd be guitar. So I could go ahead and create an actual program myself if I wanted to based on guitar and sell it on any one of those types of platforms. So think about what you're good at, think about what you know, and even do searches online for, are people actually searching for these types of things? If so, how much information about it is there? So let's just say, for instance, you want to find out how many people are actually searching for things about, let's say, the Mediterranean diet. You may go to and do a Google search based on that and ask key questions. How do I start a Mediterranean diet? What should I eat for Mediterranean diet? And what you'll notice are probably blogs based on it, articles, videos, and pay close attention to those things, because those can be used to repurpose your content into things bigger and more detailed. Again, taking what you see and then repurposing it, you're still being original, but you're just taking stuff that people are already searching for right now. So whether it's the Mediterranean diet and cooking you're very good at, playing guitar, maybe teaching certain languages, maybe there's tech software that you are very familiar with that you can make videos about, go ahead and take those and put them on a platform where you can sell those ideas. And finding people that are interested, well, it's as easy as doing, like as I said, a Google search. So that is another way to do it, is to create teachable videos as a side hustle. One gig that's really super easy to do is to create videos. There's many different descriptions of jobs that use video to entertain, use video to educate, and if you're using a platform that you can create videos and you're already good at, you can very well sell your services. I'll give you a quick for instance. I did some work for somebody who has an Airbnb, and what I did was I created a welcoming video for the guest that was going to rent the house. Now, it wasn't that hard for me because all I did was ask for some pictures that they already had of the house, and then I put that into sort of a montage with music behind the background, a nice little welcome video, threw in a couple easy transitions here and there, and that was an easy way to create a side hustle based on something, again, that I already knew, but it was a service that was wanted. So there are a lot of industries that, especially even restaurants, there are businesses that you'll find, maybe you could even look through Google. You could even look through a Google search and see what businesses are in your area. Maybe it's a foot doctor, maybe it's a candy store, maybe it's a bicycle shop, whatever the case. They may need a service such as that video to not just edit, but to create. So creating videos could be a pretty big side hustle for you if you already have some experience in it. And I'll be honest, most of the stuff that's out there right now to use is very easy. You could easily use something like Filmora, which is a great video editor. A lot of drag and drop, a lot of customizations, transitions, a lot of cool titles. You don't need a lot of experience. So what I'm getting at is, if you don't even have a lot of experience in that department, you could easily use that and use it to your advantage. And of course, the more you learn about it, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the more you can increase the idea of job opportunity based around that, any sort of video. So if it's just something small that you want to put together for a business, what you can do is you can create a couple small videos to start with, maybe just some images that you take from a search from their website, for instance. Take those images, create a little montage, maybe some of the main points about the business, share it with them. This may plant the seed enough where they may use you down the road for something else as well. So creating video can be a huge industry for you to explore as a side hustle. So hopefully that one helps out. One side hustle I don't hear anybody hardly ever talk about is teaching older folks how to use technology. Now, we've all been in a situation where we've seen somebody struggle with basic things. It could be sending out an email, uploading a picture, maybe it's printing up a document. To the average person, most of the time, it seems very simple. And to be honest with you, I've been doing it for so long, when I don't know something, the first thing I do is I search for it online, like how to figure it out. The problem that most old folks run into, or people that aren't familiar with using technology, is they don't even think about looking it up online. So that could be an industry that you could tap into. Essentially, find some clients in your area or potential clients and teach them how to do basic things. Before you do, make sure that you set up a list of those things so that when you do advertise your business or your brand, that they know exactly what they're getting. And making sure that they know that, they understand what they're actually getting, could be useful for them. In other words, let's say you use a site like nextdoor.com. You can use nextdoor.com especially because it's on a local level. You can sell your services to people that are in your area. So let's just say, for instance, you've got some people on the site that are kind of familiar with technology but not real good at it. You could sell your services and say, hey, I live in the area. If somebody needs a little bit more extra help in the tech department, here's what I do. A, B, C, D. Let them know what you do. Doing this as a side hustle is a great way to not only learn a bit more about how to teach, but how to learn about what other people are actually looking for and wanting to understand online. So what may sound simple to you could really be helpful to somebody else, and why not use the simple skills that you already know to actually make money off of them? So that's one thing you could do for a side hustle. Here's something, if you really love animals, you can get into pet grooming. Pet grooming has really actually grown over the last 10 years. And let's face it, the more you see online, you notice that people love their animals. So if you love dogs and you want to get into the industry, this could very well be an easy industry for you to get into without a lot of experience, but also licensing issues, and again, it depends where you live. You may have to do a little bit of a search and find out what that actually entails. But if you want to work for yourself and you love animals, maybe pet grooming could be another department that you could explore. So how do you start? Well, first off, if you've got some sort of resume or if you have a website, you want to make sure that people can find you. So you do have to have some sort of online presence. So you should have a Facebook page, you should have a website, and you may want to have everything kind of linked together so that when somebody is searching for you online, you are a legitimate business. That means you should have a logo, maybe a brand name. If you use your own name, again, maybe you want to put it in a logo. Whatever you do is really up to you how you want to cut that angle. But understand that pet grooming is a serious business, because if you go to any one of these big name shops, people can pay a lot of money to actually get grooming done. The nice part about working for yourself is, despite having to pay for maybe little extra things that you need for overhead, you could be making most of the profit. And to be honest with you, in a world where more and more people are working for themselves, this could be an avenue. Here's the other plus, is if you are a pet groomer, let's just say for dogs, and you do things, you cut nails, you're grooming the dogs, giving them shampoos, cutting their hair, things of that sort, and you do have a website, the nice part that you could do to piggyback the idea is have them come to your website where they can read a little bit more about blogs, things that you might recommend on a daily basis for the dog. In other words, this is not going to infringe on your business. All this is going to do is create authority, and you're giving out value and advice to things that you think that dog owner should have. Here's the smart thing to do, though, is once you write that blog, you should be an affiliate to something so that in the recommendation they buy, you get credit for it. This is a great way to become an affiliate and use it to your advantage in a niche that you know a bit about. So again, being a pet groomer, the industry will just keep growing. All right, so maybe you have or haven't explored the idea of blogging, and I've spoke about blogging in the past a lot, but blogging is a big platform for a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different ways that you can benefit from it, whether personally or for another business. So I'm going to tell you a couple different ways that you can actually do this. Number one, you could write for other people. I'm sure there are plenty of businesses that you could find, even in doing just a simple search around your area of businesses, that don't have a lot on their website with blogging at all, or any sort of article writing. The reason this is important, especially for factors of being found online, is that the more content, the good, and I should be very clear that it has to be good content, but if they've got a lot of content on their website that people may be searching for already, they will be easily found based on that, and this could be where you come in. Let's just give you a quick for instance. I talked about doing a search for a foot doctor. If you did a Google search for foot doctors in your area, chances are you're going to find a few that pop up. And then what I want you to do is go to their website, learn a bit about what they're actually, what they're about on their website, but see if there's any blogs based on what they do. Now, the reason why I say this is because this, again, may be an easier way for them to be found. So what you could do is you could go to a site like Quora, which is a question and answer site, and dig a little bit deeper into detail as to what questions people may have about their feet. This is a great way to find topics to talk about and to write about, and for that company to actually be found a lot easier, besides creating a more authority type site, and go ahead and propose the idea that, hey, I write blogs for businesses. If you want to be seen more, if you want to get out there a bit more, I can help out your business. Remember, when you approach a business especially, you don't want to just kind of be in their face about it and just sell them your services. Tell them you want to help them out. Or maybe just share some content of your own to give them an idea of what you do already and the reasons why they may want to use more content on their website. They may want to know why. So blogging is a big deal, and it's a big deal in the business sense if you want to create a hustle writing for other businesses. Now, you could write for yourself. You very well could write for yourself, and you could, first of all, you want to pick a niche, but a profitable niche. So you want to find something that somebody's going to be searching for. Now, in other words, years ago when blogging first came out, a lot of times when people wrote blogs, they were just writing about personal experiences. It was almost like a journal or diary. But blogging has changed through the years because when people go to the internet, they're generally looking for something. And a lot of times it's to solve a problem. So if you're blogging and you have a niche, and then you turn that into a micro niche, and then maybe a sub niche, it depends, you could essentially create a lot more content based on that and be found easier if those are the things people are looking for. If it's too broad of a topic, let's say diet, you want to make a site about diet, about certain different diets, but maybe you need to be about one diet, like let's say the keto diet, okay? But what about it specifically? Maybe here's recipes in the keto diet for those who just want to make, 2 recipe ideas, or 3 ingredient ideas. Again, the whole idea is to break it down and break it down small enough where you can create a profitable niche based on those. How do you know if it's profitable? You can do a lot of searches online for things that are already out there and see what other people are already doing. You may want to you could not only go to Quora to check out what people are actually talking about. You can go to Reddit. You can go to Instagram, look for specific hashtags maybe related to that. You can go to Twitter and see what people are talking about. The whole point is that you need to figure out a niche that's going to work for you. But blogging can be profitable, and you may not see results right away. So I say be patient, because a lot of times people want to see things overnight. With blogging, it doesn't work that way. So if you're writing for yourself, you're going to see it over a period of time. If you become an affiliate to some companies, you will find that being an affiliate helps out, and not only helps out, but you could eventually sell a lot of your own things, your own digital products. I talked about creating your course earlier. So let's say that you did have a website about guitar and you had affiliate related products in the blog. Well, then you could very well at the end say, hey, for more information, check out my course, and then redirect them to your digital course. And that's working smarter. That's taking a blog and really getting the most out of it. And you could even add to that if you want. Let's say that you're blogging about fishing, and at the very bottom or towards the footer, for instance, maybe you've got some t-shirts that you're selling as a print-on-demand person, and then redirect them over there. Again, all you're doing is putting things in front of somebody that's already relatable, and it's something that they would probably click on based on their likings. So blogging is definitely a profitable, even in 2022, a profitable way to go with trying to create another side hustle. And besides that, it may not be a side hustle in the future for you. It could be a full-time income. So something to think about. Alright, so another thing you can do is become just a affiliate, and not just an affiliate, but there are different networks out there that you can work with. And what that just means is, as opposed to just being an affiliate of a specific company, A company like ShareASale, for instance, is an umbrella with all these different little affiliate companies underneath them, so merchants underneath them. So you can pick and choose which ones that you actually want to represent, but at the same time, you may have to get accepted as well. Let me show you what the website actually looks like and how I would pick something. And again, I wouldn't just pick anything. I would pick something that I know about or I feel confident in selling, because a lot of times with certain companies, they may say, well, do you have a website? If you don't have a website, you may not be a good, proper representation of that company. And it's understandable if you have a company. I mean, after all, these are the people that are representing you. So let's show you what the site looks like. All right, so for instance, I'm on the dashboard of ShareASale, and I will go to, we'll go to merchants, and we'll do a search for merchants. And because I run a barbershop, we're just gonna put the keyword hair. And you can see it auto-populates. And what we're going to do is we'll go to hair care. All right, I just changed it to men's hair care instead. You'll see a search result of merchants and products, so we're going to scroll down. So I'm not sure what this one is, but let's just go ahead and click on it. We can see their products. You can see there's waxes, clay, balm. So let's just say, for instance, I'm interested in joining that particular program. Again, this is an affiliate program by a merchant who is under that affiliate umbrella network ShareASale. So I will go to the far right. I'll click Join Program. And you may have to, go ahead and click You Agree. And at the same time, you can see here, they want you to tell you about the promotional methods. So this is where you can get a little bit detailed. You can tell about the website or maybe the blogs that you write that are related to that, because they want to know a little bit more about you and how are you going to represent their brand. Once you write that up, then you can go ahead and send it out, and then you can wait to hear back whether or not you were accepted or declined. So I wanted to show you a example here. This is my website for the barbershop that I run, and they're going to look at something like this and say, do we want this person to represent our brand? You can already see that I've got Amazon product as an affiliate. So again, not to be discouraged if you don't get accepted, but you definitely want to make sure that when you show them anything or talk about anything, that it could pertain to helping out their brand. So just something to think about when you are promoting yourself. So ShareASale is a great opportunity for you to find out what you want to do as a side hustle, or you can just add to what you're already doing. So ShareASale is definitely one to explore a little bit more and deeper, and don't get confused by their website. If you have to, just keep kind of, looking around and see if it makes a little bit more sense to you by finding different niches, and you can get different ideas that way as well. Alright, so in this side hustle here, not everyone may be able to do, and I only say this because with my experience, it was an invitation to a partner program. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a site called Quora, which is a question and answer site. You may have actually stumbled upon it before when looking for an answer to your question. Well, imagine being able to get paid to ask questions. Now, with asking the right questions, you can get paid quite a bit. It all depends on what you're asking and how much is going on with engagement. The way this works is you ask a question on Quora, and when you start getting a lot of engagement, you get paid. And that's because Quora makes money off of advertisements, so you get a little bit of a kick of the revenue of that. So that small percentage that you get is part of that partner program that you are involved with. In my case, it was invitation. So because I asked a lot of questions, and I will give you this advice, and it may not be exact, but if you keep staying engaged and ask questions, you may be invited to this program. Now, if the program doesn't exist, but you are a partner, then know that asking the right questions will definitely help you out. Don't give up. Keep asking questions till you figure out what actually works for you. So what do I mean by that is, in the beginning, I had no idea what types of questions to ask. And then I figured out after a while there were certain topics or popular things to talk about that worked really well for me. And then what I would do is I would take one question that worked real well and go ahead and repurpose that question 10 times, 10 different ways. And you might be saying, well, how in the world do you do that? So if I said something like, what's one thing you always have in your fridge? That's one question. And then I may go ahead and repurpose that. I may say, what's one thing that you have in your fridge that you can't live without? Or what's one thing that you have in your fridge that always gets spoiled the fastest? You can take that one question and repurpose it 10 different times and essentially it becomes a new question. Now, if somebody has already asked a similar question, you can actually still take that question and repurpose it if you want, but pay a close attention to how many times that question has been answered. I find this is one of the easiest ways to make money online because asking a question, well, there's just a lot of fun that comes along with asking any question. Some of the best questions that you could ask are ones that sort of give somebody the inclination to want to answer it right away. So when somebody wants to answer a question right away, whether it's a hot topic, it could be about politics, it could be about religion, those are the things that people may want to tap into and that you may want to ask. And you can go to a site even like Reddit and get ideas as well. You could even go to Facebook and go to certain Facebook groups and find out what are people really asking for questions based on that Facebook group topic. So let's say, for instance, I joined a few Facebook groups and let's say they were based on dogs. I may go to the search bar of the Facebook group and put in the word what and then do a search, and then you'll see different questions based on what. Then I put who, what, where, why, all the beginning parts of a question. That's just an example. So the Quora Partner Program, again, that's if you're invited to the program, you're invited to be part of it, this could be a fun side hustle for you to do that could just keep growing and keep mounting to different and better things. So I would say, if you got invited, great. If you didn't, keep asking questions in the case that you might get invited to the program. So here's something fun to think about as a side hustle. Maybe there is somebody that you've always liked as a celebrity that you do very good impressions of. So years ago, I used to work for a singing telegram company where I used to dress up like Elvis, sing like Elvis, and it was a great little gig, and of course I'm a huge fan of Elvis to begin with, so it only made sense to be part of something that I actually liked and was interested in, and I felt that I could do pretty well. So maybe there are certain characters that you like or that you can do impressions of that you could do some side hustles as maybe a singing telegram, or maybe showing up to a kid's party doing something fun related. There's a site called Gig Salad, I believe it's called Gig Salad, and there are a lot of different things that you can do based on what you see on that site. And I think a celebrity impressionist of any sort could be really a lot of fun to do and an easy side hustle if you're good at it and you sound like the person. Now, if you want to take it a step further and maybe you don't want to physically show up somewhere, you can use a site like Fiverr and actually do something creative without ever having to leave the house. So let's just give you a quick for instance. If you're working with Fiverr, which is one of the largest online freelance platforms, and you want to wish somebody happy birthday, but as Elvis, you could essentially do that, set up a gig on Fiverr, you could dress up like Elvis, you could do a simple happy birthday, and insert name here, and easily do a fun little gig that you can essentially work for yourself and do a celebrity impression. So that's just a thought. It's not for everybody. Maybe you don't want to show yourself on camera doing something like that, or maybe you have no interest in it whatsoever. But becoming somebody who can be a celebrity impersonator, well, that could actually create a nice little side hustle income for you. So maybe start practicing some voices of people and see what happens. Another great source for a side hustle would be something like ClickBank. Now, you may have already heard of ClickBank. If you aren't familiar with ClickBank, you can take a little trip to the website and find out there are a lot of products involved on that site. And if you are an affiliate, you'll find that there are a lot of products that you can sell. Now, this doesn't mean that you want to sell every single product. You have to know by going there what products sell good and what products sell not so good. Now, you may want to decide too, upon the niche that you're interested in, that you may pick something that's evergreen, whether that is health, wealth, or fitness. But again, paying close attention to the sales page of the product is really important, as well as the gravity, which really just stands for how well that product is actually doing with affiliates. So let me show you what it actually looks like, and when you hop on the site, what you should be looking for. All right, so right now I'm on the dashboard of my ClickBank account, and what you want to do is you want to head over to Marketplace. So click there, and what you'll notice is on the left-hand side, different categories. And once you click on any one of these categories, it will actually open up to other categories connected to, or other topics connected to that. So let's say I click on As Seen on TV. Once I click on that, you're going to see specific areas: auto, backyard living, general, health and beauty, kitchen tools and gadgets. And that just gives you an idea as to the categories and what you can do with those. Now, if I'm going to pick something myself, and again, I've said before, the health, wealth, and fitness are generally your evergreen niches that you want to stick with, then I will go to something like health and fitness. And according to rank right now, this one is the highest one. As I said before, I'm interested to see what their sales page looks like. I'm also interested to see if there is an affiliate page that I can use to my advantage if I decide to build some sort of landing page. But again, there are certain specifics you have to look for, and if I see a page it looks like it's outdated, or maybe they're not getting a lot of conversion, like I can click here from low to high, right? And when it says NA, it's not available, so obviously you're not going to be trying to sell those type of products, right? But you can see that, and there may be different reasons why they're not promoting it right now on here. They may have at one time. But trying to stick within those evergreen niches is going to be really important. ClickBank, it's a good resource. I would definitely say that if you are a beginner, a lot of people in the very beginning think, oh wow, I can sell ClickBank and I can sell all these products, make all this money, and I don't own it, and it's digital, and you may not know a lot about selling to begin with. The big idea is that you need to get that product in front of people who are actually interested in it. And the other important thing I want to mention too is any sort of rebill. If there's a product that involves a rebill, let me show you real quickly here. Well, actually, let me show you this here first. So I just happened to find this product here, right? It's a photo date maker. I don't know anything about it, but what I want you to do is pay attention to here. When you go over the top of any one of these little icons, it'll tell you a little bit more, okay? It's in English. And this is what I want you to notice. It says one-time billing. Okay, so now you know that that product is a one-time billing product. But now look at this product here, Link Collider, okay? You can see the flag there, just means it's in English. Okay, right here. So this is a recurring billing, okay? Now that's important because if you find the right product and you keep selling it over and over and over again, that means that you will get, here's the averages here, 868 of conversion. You will be getting a monthly amount every month. Now that's sort of the goal. If you have enough affiliate products and you're selling that many, you only need a handful of affiliate products to keep getting a decent monthly commission. The nice part about digital versus physical is you'll get a lot more with digital. Well, of course, you don't have to house it anywhere and things of that sort. So digital doesn't cost the same as a physical product. Having a niche website is a great side hustle because there's so many things that you can actually do with it. The whole point is this, is that once you've built a niche website, the opportunity to grow that site and to do different things with it is really up to you, because you could essentially sell your website down the road. If your website is getting enough traffic, you're making a lot of conversions based on whatever you're selling, again, knowing that you can sell it sort of like virtual real estate, it's nice to know that you actually have that option. So, but what do you make the site about? Well, I've talked about it before. If you stick within some sort of category or topic that people are interested in, they'll keep coming back. And then you have things on that website that they are interested in buying, and that's how you make your sales. So I wouldn't say, and I know a lot of people do this, and they'll have a lot of advertisements all over their site. Sometimes you get lost in sort of all the advertisements on the site, and the people can't focus on what they're actually there for. I'm going to give you a quick example. So one of my websites is a recipe-based website. I picked recipe because recipes are super popular online. But here's what's great about it is once I find something that is a good recipe, I can go ahead and share that recipe in different platforms. And let's say, for instance, Facebook. I'll share a recipe on Facebook, and when they click on it, they will be redirected back to my website. And the reason why this is important is not only are they going to be taken off that platform and onto my site to watch a video, for instance, I will give them the opportunity to shop on my website affiliate products. Now, earlier I talked about being an affiliate of Amazon, and in this case here, I'm an affiliate of Amazon. I'm also an affiliate of ClickBank as well, but I found that being an affiliate of Amazon on my niche website really helps out to kind of drive the idea home. So let me show you how this works here with having a recipe niche website. All right, so here we are on one of my websites. This is DeLuca's Online Recipe Monster. So now I actually used my name in this here, but if somebody goes to the home page, here's what they're going to see. There's tons and tons of content here, and again, I didn't create this content, by the way. The nice part about it is I can take what's called a plugin, and this is a WordPress-based website. I can take a plugin and bring in all this content based on keywords. You can do the same thing. But let me just give you a for instance of how I do this. So let's just say, for instance, I go to the Mediterranean topic here. This is a category, and let's go to Mediterranean recipes, which I might say Mediterranean is very popular. So I can take any one of these here, right? And I can share this on my social media platforms. Let me just show you real quick here. Let's take this salmon burger for instance. I'll click on it. And this is kind of neat as you scroll down. I'm an affiliate of this program here that sells a diet plan. You can see that there. Here's the video, right? Now I can take this and I can share this on different platforms from my niche website. Let's take Facebook for instance. Now I can take this again and just share this to one of the groups I'm in. Click post to Facebook. And here's my Mediterranean diet group, and there you can see it's been posted. And again, here's the beauty of having a niche website, right? I shared this link from my website, but if they're interested and they click on it, they are going to be redirected to the website. This is where they can actually watch the video, but at the same time, if they decide to go around the website, or maybe they're searching, oh, look at this stuff here, here's a couple Amazon products, you know, maybe they're interested in this right here and they click on it, they're going to be redirected to Amazon. Okay, again, they may not buy this, they may not even be interested in that, but the whole point is this, is that you've got to get them to your website. When you get them to your website, they can do what they want there, but this is how you sell product, and then they can go ahead and you have to give people a reason to click on things. You have to give people a reason to be interested, okay? Because this is a recipe website, they may look around and say, okay, now I have this categorized a certain way, and for future reference, if you are putting together a niche website, you may put it together in two different types of categories. One, recipes. Two, shop. So anytime that you see the word shop in any one of these categories, it's going to be Amazon based. So there's coffee recipes, or I'm sorry, store or shop. I use store or shop. So coffee store, if I click on that, which if you have a niche website, you should always have some sort of coffee shop. Everybody loves coffee. They can go here and they can be like, oh, look at all these different coffee things. Oh, I need these pods. They click on it. They're going to be redirected to the next page, which is just going to give you more information about it, right? And they want to buy now. Again, I'm a third party, so they buy it right from Amazon, not me. This is just another way to do business online with a niche website. And if you don't have one now, you should have one. If you need help putting together a niche website, I can give you some great references. But the bottom line is this: if you're trying to do a side hustle, there's a great way to do it with having a niche website and having those other elements involved in there. So whether it's selling print on demand or selling ClickBank products, that can still all be connected to your niche website. All right, so this side hustle here you may or may not have heard of, which is private label rights. Now, when I was first introduced to the concept of private label rights, I didn't know what it was or what it was about. I do know that I had purchased something online and I had got some sort of free ebook with that, and not realizing that the ebook that was given to me was something of a private label product. And the reason why I figured this out is because I had seen it actually a few times, but somebody else had written their name on it. Look, when you talk about private label rights and you are using a product as a what they call lead magnet, this could be very beneficial to your business. The reason being is, let's just say, for instance, you want to have people opt into something to get their email address in order to continue to sell to them. You may have to give something to them. And that's why private label right products are really important to your business, because that could be the lead magnet that gets the email to you. Okay, it's kind of the bribe. You know, I'm going to give you something, you're going to give me something back. The other part of it is this, is that you may be able to take a product and repurpose it and call it your ebook. So you may actually be able to sell an ebook based on the rights that you're using and repurpose it. A lot of times I always tell people, don't give something to somebody exactly the way that you got it, because it really will take away from the credibility of what you're selling, especially when your name is not even attached to it when you are selling it. So something to think about. Now, as far as the website that I use personally, I use a site called IDPLR, and I'll show it to you here. But what I want you to understand about it is that you could use a lot of free resources from that site, or if you want to upgrade, and you could, pay a little bit of money to actually upgrade and get more based on that site. Now, this is not the only website that deals with PLR. There are plenty of websites that are out there. This is the one that I use probably most often. So I did write something recently about PLR, and I'll just read a little bit to you here. Private label rights, if you don't know, again, it consists of content that you can edit, you can change, and you can modify the way you want. You basically have a license to use articles, ebooks, videos, etc. for your business, and even put your own name on it. How is that even possible? Well, that the original author is selling you their works, and that allows you to buy them and do what you wish. Again, that's just something I wrote a while back ago. And again, this concept is a great concept for you as a business owner of any sort. So if you're trying to promote a product, and even if the product isn't yours, by using PLR, you can really take advantage of those private label rights. So let me show you what the site looks like here. Again, it's called IDPLR. And you can see that there are tons and tons of PLR products. So let's say you went to the search bar here, right? And you wanted to do a specific search for a keyword. Let's just say media. I'll click enter. And then what will pop up, because I'm not logged in right now, are anything and everything that might be, free for you to download or explore. And you can see here the word media shows up as a keyword, but there's plenty of different options that can be used. All right, so that's good to know that there are sites like this that you can benefit from. So again, using PLR, an option for you as a side hustle. All right, now I've given you a lot of concrete examples of them, things that really work and can work well for you and your future side hustle business. And I tell you a lot of these things because I've experienced a lot of these. And I'm not going to tell you something that I'm not sure about. So what I want to tell you is this. If you want to do something that's really interesting that can really help and be beneficial to other businesses, kind of like the social media manager thing. But what I'm going to tell you is, and this is going to be done on the basis of a local search, I want you to do a Google local search, and I want you to pick all of the restaurants that are in your area. Find the restaurants that are in your area. What we're going to do is a Google My Business search, otherwise known as GMB. Now, when you do restaurants near me or restaurants by me, I want you to start clicking on some of those restaurants, and I want you to notice and see if their business has been verified. All right, so I just did a quick search for restaurants by me, and you're going to see a lot of different restaurants that will show up. What I want you to do is to click on more places. This is going to pop up a map, and this will pop up the different restaurants here in that category. And what I want you to do is click on one of these restaurants and then take a peek and see what shows up. And there's a couple things to pay attention to. Besides verifying a business, I want you to pay close attention to the amount of reviews, right? Because this is really important for a business. People base a lot of things upon reviews, like Al's. Okay, this place right here, and again, I have no affiliation to it. There's 193. Okay, I'm still looking for something that has something smaller as far as reviews. So let's go to page 2. Now you'll notice that usually at the top there's ads. We're going to ignore those. These aren't ads, but you'll see those sometimes at the top. It means the restaurant is paying for those ads. Okay, so I'm interested in something that has a small ratings. All right, so we've got City Burger here. I'm going to click on this. They've only got 130 reviews, which really isn't a lot. Okay, all right, let's go to this one here. This one only has 40 reviews, which isn't a lot. Okay, and again, if the business is not verified, you can help verify the business, but how do you know? If I go to the little more detailed part here, I'm going to go to own this business. Let's see what happens. Okay, manage this business to reply to reviews, update, info, and more. Okay, so they may not have claimed their business. So if I click Manage Now, it's going to give me a sequence of questions to go over. Choose a way to verify. Now again, I'm just showing you, but it looks like they did not verify their business. Now this could be something that could work for you if you want to make a little side hustle, okay? And that is just verifying a business. That is the first step to really, occupying or claiming that account. So if this is the business here, there's a few things I pay attention to. So again, as a side hustle, yes, I can make money off verifying a business. You can set your own rates as far as that goes for the business. You can help out in the review department. In other words, they're going to need more reviews, okay, and positive reviews. You may be able to help them add something to their website to walk somebody through the review. Or maybe you might say, hey, in order to get more reviews, maybe you should have something on your business card related to the location or the Google My Business, and so they make it easy for the person that's going to do the review. Okay, you never want people to feel compelled to give a bad review and make that review based on the bad experience. Okay, and make sure that everything is filled out. So in other words, okay, the address is there, the hours are available. Those are things that you can do. And again, you can put together a price point for something like this. I'm not going to tell you what you should charge, but I will say that you could put something together for this. Now, you see where it says add missing information. Well, there's no website. You could easily build a little website for them. The question and answer part here, this is good to know too, is that once the business is verified, that you can actually add questions and answers. What do I mean by that? Once verified, you may be able to write in a common question that somebody has, and you may actually be able to answer that question as well. In this case here, you can see it was answered by somebody else. Somebody asked the question, and then somebody else answered here. Okay? So, let's go back here. Once the business is verified, you can also do a few other kind of interesting things. So in My Business here, I was actually even able to add products. Okay, now that's something that you can work out with the business, but If I add a product, let's say here, and they click on this, they can learn a little bit about the product that I sell, not necessarily at my shop, but that I promote as an affiliate. And I actually have the buy button. So once clicked on, they can be redirected to the website to learn a little bit more about it. Again, I'm just taking advantage of all the different things that Google allows me to do with Google My Business that you can do for other businesses as well. Another thing you can do is add certain updates. Maybe you've got a special going on, at a restaurant or a shop, and that's something that you can do as well, and you can add to, when you're helping out for that business. So the point of this Google My Business side hustle is not just one thing, and that's why I try to explain there's a few things you can do. The whole thing is you want to optimize that location with the best reviews, with the best postings, whether it's products or new things going on, making sure that the hours are correct, and making sure that when somebody is looking for that location or that and they find that listing, that there is a website that is a working website to that. Because the truth is this, is that when somebody is searching for business online now, if you don't have those things in order, somebody may go somewhere else based on what they see. And again, that's where you come in. So maybe you want to be that person that helps out another business, and having that option is really just a great thing to do. And again, verifying the business. Once you verify the business, you can have access to the back end and do all those great things. So in the last side hustle, I talked about Google My Business and how businesses can actually benefit from you and using you as a service. But a lot of businesses don't always talk about what is really necessary, which is more traffic. They all want more traffic. One of the easiest ways to do that is to have a referral program. Now, if a company doesn't have a referral program, you may be the first one to introduce it to them, and that could be helpful in the long run for you and them. Unless you just want it to be something that you have worked out with them and just kind of test the waters and see how it works out. But if you're not really sure if a company has a referral program, what you can do is you can actually go to Google, and let's say, for instance, depending on the city that you live in, let's say you live on Columbus, Ohio, and you want to know the plumbers that are in your area. You may do a search for plumbers, Columbus, Ohio, referral program. You're using keywords, and by using those keywords, you're going to see what actually comes up. And you may be surprised as what does come up. And it may not be Columbus. It could be a city that's by that city. But either way, what's important to note is that if you are trying to partner up and do this referral business thing with another business, I always say it's good that you've tried out the business already. Make sure you do a search for them online. Make sure everything's, as far as legit, the business is a good business. Because what you don't want to do is partner up with a business who's already got bad reviews, right? That's just going to make you look worse. And besides, if you haven't really tried out the business, how do you really know about it? So let's just give you, for instance, let's say power washing. Let's say you need some power washing done. So you hire a guy from your city, and let's say you did the Google search, but you don't even see the power washing referral. Okay? Now he may have it on his website, he may not. In the case that he doesn't, you've used him, you talk to him about it, and you say, listen, I'm thinking about putting together a referral program. I'd love to see you have more business. In fact, I like your business so much, I could easily refer 10 people to you. By doing a referral basis, it's a win-win for both parties. So this doesn't always have to pertain to, a lot of people think, with referral that has to be affiliate based, for instance. This is a form of it, but it's different. So in other words, you're selling something of somebody's services, and this could really work out great in the end for both parties. So if you're going to do it, if you're thinking about doing it, go ahead, do a Google search. Do a search for the specific name of whatever that occupation is. You may want to, you could do restaurants too as well, but just see what's available. Put in the city name, put referral program, and do a search and see what comes up. Again, having a referral program, this could be really beneficial for both you and that party. And a lot of people don't know about this. A lot of people have not really explored this avenue when it comes to creating a side hustle. Now think about it for a minute. If the ticket is pretty big, let's say it's in renovation, like some sort of renovation, let's say fire or water, restoration, you could essentially benefit pretty well from this if the ticket is already a high ticket to begin with. So, let's just give you, for instance, if it's, a $5,000 service, $5,000 for the service, and they say, listen, we're going to give you $250 for every time that you refer somebody to us, that could start adding up after a while. And you could use a lot of your social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram and do those shout outs to those companies. And when you're doing the shout out to the company, just, tell people, hey, I use these guys, they work great. Oh, by the way, and this is the other thing I was going to say, is if the company gives you a special discount, to use, there is a way to track it that way using that special discount, but it would be specific only to you. Like if I used my last name and I said, okay, if you used Luca 15% as the code to get your discount, now we know where it's coming from. But the point is this, is that you can connect with other people based on the idea that you've used that business. So referral business, what a great way to do it. I encourage you to try it out and see what's available out there. So if you don't have a lot of experience in side hustles, and maybe you have a business. Maybe you have a business and you can use other people to get more business based on that as well. But as far as a side hustle, this is a great way to do it. Once again, I hope this video was helpful. I think when you're looking for a side hustle, you should never limit it to one idea, and you should try to do different things, because there may be times where something works out for a while and then it doesn't work out. So by having an open platform of suggestions and doing different things, you can try things out. You may find that one idea works, but maybe it's just not lucrative enough. Maybe you're spending way too much time on that idea. And that's why I think it's important that when you are doing side hustles that you create multiple ones and diversify those ideas, so that you can essentially pick options of what you want to do and what you don't want to do. So I thank you for watching this video and spending the time watching it, as there's been a lot of information here to digest. Just take it one day at a time. I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you can keep updated with all the different side hustle ideas that I'm going to be promoting here and ongoing. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.